Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we are talking about episode 8 of Survivor, Heroes vs. Villains, Expectations. But before we get into it, Maddie, I have to ask, how are you doing?
I am doing so good. I have to share something that I've sort of started doing as of this past week, and it has really revolutionized my thinking around cooking dinner and dinner time and meals that I want to make because I almost every week get into this cycle where I'm like, no, what have I literally ever made ever and want to feed myself? I have no idea. So I started doing this thing where I've been thinking of things that I like at restaurants that I like to get, like my favorite things, and trying to recreate them at home. This probably isn't revolutionary, but it's really changed my life. I started my first thing. Well, I've only done it once, but it is in the plans for other things. Um, my favorite pizza from Mod Pizza. I was like, oh my God, I want Mod Pizza so bad. I bet I can recreate this at home. And guess what? I did it. If anyone was curious, it's the Dominic pizza. It is like a white sauce with they do Asiago cheese. I did not do that because I wasn't gonna buy that. But then tomatoes, red onions, and sausage, and some basil. And I was like, oh my God, wait, this is actually so good. And for basically the price of like 1.5 pizzas, it was enough stuff for like 4 pizzas, which is a bit much. And that's also that's my only issue is the amount of stuff it makes. Like, I don't need all that. Like, we are a household of 2. But I'm just like,
Frank.
yeah, well, Frank can't eat all of that. And anyways, I'm just like really excited for this journey. I think I really need to figure out some of my favorite dishes from Mexican restaurants around me. My only sort of hiccup is I need to find good tortillas because the regular ones on the shelves at the grocery store are just not it. I do not like them. So that's where that's at. But I'm just like really excited about dinners again. And I don't like cooking. I'll say it. I don't like cooking. It's one of my least favorite parts of the day. But I'm excited to make my favorite meals. And so that's just been really fun for me.
Do you have a Mexican Mexican market near you?
Yes, I believe so. That's
I'm
a
sure
good
could get some good tortillas there.
That is such a good point.
I really would love to go to a Mexican restaurant. I get the chicharron, the like extra like fried pork on my For You page, and they like dip it in guac. It looks so scrumptious. I'm like, I want that kind of so bad. It's my favorite like Filipino food, the pata, the fried pork. It's so delicious. I just love eating a little fried pig.
I I don't like when you put it that way. I could eat Mexican food every single day and be happy. My only issue is, besides the tortillas, is that I like getting that food out because making it can be kind of annoying. There's so many little moving parts. Like, to have the good fresh guac, to
Right.
have good salsa, like all to make the meat, to have all the ingredients. It just like takes a lot of effort. And so I appreciate other people putting that effort in and then me purchasing it at their restaurant.
Right.
But I need to move on past that and figure out how to make things at home.
There's nothing better than a fresh guac. Ooh, making a fresh guac yourself is so
I
scrumptious.
cannot eat store-bought. But then that's the whole other thing. Finding good avocados, waiting till they're just right.
But sometimes it's worth it. That's the love, and that's where you don't respect the hustle. The love of the cook. The love of the cooking.
No, that's why I'm saying I do respect the hustle, but I don't know if I want to put that hustle into it.
Oh, you don't respect your own hustle. Right.
I respect other people's hustle. But that's how I'm doing. I also, this is not new news. It's new as of this year to me, but also has changed my life. The Gigi Hadid pasta is so good.
What is the Gigi Hadid pasta?
It's a vodka sauce with rigatoni.
Oh, so you're an alcoholic.
No, I actually don't even own vodka, so I don't put the vodka in. So it's actually just like a pink sauce.
Right. Not pink sauce. Do you remember pink sauce?
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's crazy. What a throwback. But that's how I'm doing. I'm looking forward to my lunch after this. I'm probably going to have some leftover Gigi Hadid pasta.
Baby, by the time we
And
finish, this is gonna be dinner.
literally.
Maddie and I have been on we were chatty Cathy's today.
We were, and we also have had some issues with our recording platform.
Right. No, it's just back and forth, back and forth.
Thank you for putting up with us the past few weeks if you've noticed anything. But anyways, how are you?
Well, I thought you were gonna share about Trisha Paytas's baby yesterday.
I forgot
for
that we
some
haven't
reason I
talked
felt
about
like the
that.
energy, and I was like, I bet you she's gonna bring this up.
Okay, well, I love Trisha. Well, I do.
No, speak your truth. No, like speak your truth.
I love Trisha, but while with an asterisk,
Right.
that I also acknowledge maybe some of her problematic behavior of the past and potentially present. I don't know. She seems to be really trying. However, I can only defend her so far. I have defended her in conversation with others over naming her daughters Malibu Barbie and Elvis. This is where I do have to draw the line.
You don't like Ozzy Osbourne reborn as Aquaman the baby?
Aquaman Moses Paytas Hackman. No, that has unfortunately gone a little bit too far in my opinion.
Hey, well, it's not your baby. How about that?
No. But I just like as a name, Aquaman. What's your name?
Do you call him
Aquaman?
Aqua, you think? Aqua?
But I don't like that name either.
Which, if you really think about it, there's a connection point, because Come On Barbie, Let's Go Party, that was made by the group Aqua. And she
Oh
has
my
Malibu Barbie.
God. No, you're so right with that. I've seen a lot of people who are like, I think he'll probably go by Moses later in life.
Right.
Maybe Aqua as a child.
Right.
Aquaman. Yeah.
No, I'm not really like a Trisha Paytas fan. I just thought that was interesting moment of pop culture. Ozzy Osbourne did die yesterday, and that is who Trisha Paytas chose to reincarnate her child as.
Yes, but Trisha's baby was born over a week ago.
Oh. How did you know that?
Because I'm pretty sure, she said everywhere. I know for a fact it was
so
not.
You are a Trisha fan.
Well, I've
Oh, but are
obviously
you a
been
Nicki fan?
a Nicki fan.
Pull up in the Sri Lanka.
I have been checking her social media because I've had to know what she was going to name this baby. I'm disappointed. There are just so many other name options that I was hoping she'd go with. I was hoping she would stick to the water theme because it's like Moses, that's like his whole thing. It's
Right.
like he is water and they just love water. And I was like, no, that's fun. In the movie poster thing, I was sort of hoping for like Atlantis or Poseidon
Right.
or something along those lines.
Right.
Like, not that I would
Somebody's
ever.
so creative.
Right, but I just think I was even pushing it a little bit with those. Or I think those are even crazy guesses for someone's baby
SpongeBob.
name.
Krusty Krab.
Krusty Krab. But no, Aquaman does sort of really take the cake. I was actually stunned. I was like, there's no way she's gonna do that. She did.
Good for her.
Anyways, good
Stand
for
her
her.
down.
How are you?
I'm doing, thank you so much for asking, Maddie. I'm doing really well. A lot of great things happening in my life at the moment. I did something over the weekend that I haven't done in over a decade. And, I'm at the point of my life where I'm in my reclamation era. There was a period of time, to quote the wise woman of our generation, Katya, she once said, I'm getting older, my body's changing, and that's not something I'm going to apologize for. And that is very me at this current moment. Last summer, I swam in a pool for the first time in over 10 years, probably 10 years. This weekend, and you might be asking, Riley, what did you do for the first time?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Go to Red Lobster.
No.
Okay.
I've never been to Red Lobster.
Oh.
The joke is that I, as a child, was terrified of Red Lobster for some reason, and to that I can't tell you exactly why, but my parents, we lived next to a Red Lobster, and every time we'd pass, they'd go, Riley, we're gonna eat dinner at the Red Lobster, and I'd scream and start crying, and I'd start kicking the seat of the car, and I'd be like, no, not Red Lobster. I was terrified of Red Lobster. I really could not tell you why.
Can we go sometime?
Sure. I really love their Cheddar Bay biscuits. They're so good.
Oh.
You can buy those at the store in a box
Yeah.
and make them at home, and they're very delicious.
Yeah, they are.
I'm not a big
Anyways.
maybe I'd try lobster at Red Lobster. I don't know. I'm not a big crab fan, but maybe I'd like lobster. I've only had crab maybe once.
I actually don't like seafood.
I love shrimp though. Ooh, I love shrimp. So anyway, no, I did not go to Red Lobster this weekend. I did go ahead and ride a bike.
Oh, that's fun.
And you know what they say? I really put it to the test. You know what they say? You never learn how to ride a bike. You never
forget.
And
Yeah.
I did not forget. My dad and my stepmom have been in their bike riding era this summer. They've been biking tens of miles per day. They love it. Yes, they're deep in their bike riding bag. Specifically, my stepmom. I have to give her tens. And now the past couple of weekends, they've invited me to go, and I've just been like, no, I'm not really in the mood to sort of go on a bike ride. And then this weekend, my dad was like, do you want to go with us? And I was like, sure, why not? So we used my step grandfather's bike, and I had to borrow his helmet because I have a fat ass head, and my dad and stepmom, they have just these like narrow little skinny people helmets, and I was like, I can't, that's not gonna work for me. I was riding the bike, and my dad specifically was really scared. He was like, don't be nervous, are you nervous? I was like, no, I'm not nervous. Like, I literally everybody says you never forget how to ride a bike. I literally am just gonna start riding it. What's gonna happen? And then I started riding it, and I was like, okay, like, I did not forget how to ride a bike. Like, it is fine. Didn't know sort of how to turn around. That was something that I did need to kind of work on in the moment, but you know, hey. So we went on the bike ride. We were gone for like 40 minutes, which is a long time. Did sort of realize I didn't have the stamina, nor I was a little big for the seat. My butt started hurting, as it does, and I was just like out of breath. And I was like, oh wow, this is kind of like actually a workout. Like, this was kind of crazy, intense. But I would go again. But riding a bike is fun. Maybe a little more casual bike ride, and not like, I don't know, a bike that, I don't know. I'd have to tweak it a little bit, but it was fun. And I was like, I haven't done this in a long time.
I want to get a bike. I had one back in college, my last year, but then I ditched it before moving out here because I didn't have a bike rack or anything. I loved riding a bike. But did a similar thing. You really do never forget how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't ridden one since I was like 10, maybe 12 at the latest, I guess. And yeah, my senior year of college I co-led an orientation group. And our sort of thing, I did put that I knew how to ride a bike. And so then they took that information and then
ran with it.
Ran with it, and we're like, okay, you and this other girl are going to lead a biking thing around the city that we went to college in. I had not ridden a bike since I was a kid, like literally at all. And all of a sudden I was leading this group of like, I don't know, 12, 13, 15 people. I don't remember how many. It was a big group though. Way more than should be biking in a group on city streets at BTW. Yeah. And all of a sudden I was responsible for it and needed to be good at riding a bike. And yeah, you never forget.
You just start doing it. And I was like, I was a little wobbly at first, but I think like I get scared since I am such a big boy that sometimes I'm like, oh my God, my butt, like, I'm just so hyper aware of my size that I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Like, is this safe? Not is it safe, but like, is it, I don't know. There's just all these things, but I was like, it will be fine. Yeah. Whatever happens will happen.
It's so fun.
It was fun. It was nice. It was a little bit of a workout for me though. Near the end, like at first I was like, for the first 20 minutes, I was like, okay, my butt just hurts. And then the last one, I was like, oh, why am I kind of like, why is my respiratory kind of like, anyway, y'all. So that was that. And that's my life. Let's get into the Survivor episode.
Yes.
Another fun, again, like I think my thing at the start of the season, I was like, I don't know if I've always thought this. I just was like, Heroes vs. Villains is good because everybody says it's good. That's sort of like the collective in the mindset of everybody that Heroes vs. Villains is just like a top 5 season for the majority of Survivor fans, right? Like it's just always up there consistently. But, like, you don't watch it for a while, and you're like, oh, it's just kind of there because it's there. Like, it's there because it's heroes versus villains. And then I'm, like, rewatching it, and we're watching it so much more in focus because, like, we have to take notes on these episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. Like, the dynamics between all these people and the gameplay and the relationships. I'm like, this is very, very interesting.
I also think it's fun that we're sort of watching it one episode a week as God intended.
Right.
Because I think there's a difference between, like, when you're just sitting down and watching, like, a bunch of episodes in a row, but it's also, like, more passive. Like, you might be on your phone a bit.
Right.
But, like, actually sitting and watching it, you're like, no, this is so good.
This is literally how you're meant to be watching it. And it is interesting because when I did my first Survivor watch through, it was a lot, like, it was not mostly a background show. Like, I'd lock in for moments, but when you binge watch it, like, I watched before season 40, like, I watched all of Survivor in, like, a span of months, like 39 seasons of Survivor in a span of months. It was COVID, so I had more time, but, like, it was kind of insane. Like, that's kind of clinical.
That says a lot about how good your memory is, because I feel like you've retained so much information from so many seasons, and for you to have watched it in that sort of context is crazy.
I know.
So, like, wow. Like, really smart or something.
Hey, thank you. I got a degree. I'd love to use it. If anybody's out there hiring, let me know. Anyways, let's get into the episode. So we're back at the Villains Tribe, and we just vote. Well, as sort of pointed out later, not everybody was on the side of voting Boston Rob out, but the villains as a tribe do vote Boston Rob out, and we're kind of immediately feeling the repercussions of this. Parvati and Russell are thrilled at the fact, like, Russell won the war. He put his foot down and it actually worked. And we hear yet again a sort of the line of the season, the infamous line from Russell: "If you're not with me, you're against me."
You're against me.
Marks it again, marks his territory. Coach basically is like Russell is a bully. What?
Marks his territory. It's like a animal peeing.
Well,
this is my territory.
A troll under the bridge, an animal.
It's kind of on brand.
Exactly. Coach says that Russell is a bully and that the Villains Tribe are losers. Like, they are going to keep losing. Like, this basically screwed them over. Jerry is immediately feeling regret. She's like, oh, I kind of regret voting Boston Rob out. Coach, okay. I've been on the Coach hate train this season. I've been on the Coach hate train pre-season 50. I have to give him his 10s here. He kind of clocked Jerry bad. He stood on business. He said, you don't understand. I'm standing on business. You're not clocking. I'm standing on business right now.
It's not clocking to you. Yeah.
Coach did what he needed. I was like, thank you for saying what you said. So Jerry, but he kind of loses me later in the episode. But
yeah,
Jerry's like, I kind of regret it. And Coach was like, well, why were you so quick to get rid of him?
Yeah.
Like, you were very quick to just be like, let's get rid of Boston Rob.
She's
Boston
like, no,
Bob.
it wasn't like that.
Well,
what was it then?
Actually,
Ellen.
Tamar, it kind of was exactly like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually exactly kind of what happened.
I could not control myself if I were Coach in that situation. Like, I would have lost it right there as soon as she said that. And be like,
girl, what do you mean? You were the one that made the decision. Ultimately, if Coach had voted Russell instead of Courtney, like, things could have happened. Like, he didn't have to vote Courtney. Our Coach is a part of the demise of Boston Rob. But Jerry really was the one that was like, I think we should jump ship. And then immediately regrets her jumping ship.
She gave the rest of the Russell Alliance the confidence to do it.
Right.
Like, it was really Jerry's, like, I don't know. She was like the catalyst for all of that. Right.
And I think what even more going into, like, I'm like, this is where Jerry's new, like, old school Survivor is popping out. Like, she, in the sense, she's like, Coach, you can tell, has played recently, right? Like, Coach only played a couple seasons ago. Coach is like, okay, well, what's next? Like, how are we gonna get, like, what are the next moves for us to survive as a duo, as a group, right? He was like, I just lost two of my biggest allies back to back. And Jerry's like, I think we should just wait for the merge. Diva, how are you going to get there? You can't just make a big move like getting Boston Rob out and just be like, I'm just going to, like, wait. You have to deal with the repercussions of your actions now, babe.
Yeah. She's like, oh, that took a lot out of me. I'm just going to, like, chill for a little bit, let other people do their thing. Like, no.
Understandably, like, the merge is probably within the next couple votes. Like, I get it, but also, like, if you guys go back to tribal, like, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We wake up the next morning at the Heroes Tribe, back at the Heroes, and JT reminds us, the audience, that they found an idol clue at the reward last episode for the one at their camp. And at that moment, they had decided they were all going to look for it together. But JT's like, I need to be the one that has it in my hands. And he goes to look for it. Mm-hmm. He quickly finds it at a creek. He finds it and he's like, great. And Amanda immediately walks up on him, finding it.
In her little glasses.
Her little detective outfit. Her detective bathing suit.
She is just so iconic. I cannot handle her.
The bathing suit, the glasses, and then like the hiker sneaker boots. So Amanda walks up on them in her bathing suit, and Candace proceeds to walk up on both of them. And first JT's like, Amanda, I found it. Was that country? Amanda, I found it. Amanda,
I found it.
I found it.
I done found it in this creek.
Piper, no. Tsunami.
My lorazepam.
So then Candace walks in on Amanda and JT, and JT he kind of just has to show it to them. Like, he's just like, there's no point. Then he says, I might as well become an open book because I don't want to become a target after hiding it from Rupert and Colby. So he just shows the whole tribe. And he's like, we can use this for whichever one of us ends up getting targeted first at the merge. And it'll be a good sort of, like, weapon for us to have, Mm-hmm. Candace and Amanda are sitting by the fire after they get back from this little outing. And Candace looks at Amanda, and Candace is like, again, for the people who have not been eating kind of ate up this episode, Candace was like, I'm happy that you walked up on him. How close was it? And Amanda was like, close.
So close.
So close. And Candace is like, there's no way he would have shown that to us if we hadn't walked up on him, which is true.
True. Yeah.
And Candace digs in more and is like, you need to think about it, because he's a snake. He's the slyest fox out there. He like knows what he's working all of us right now. He has a working relationship with me. Does he have a working relationship with you? And Amanda's like, yeah. And I'm like, and Candace is like, I imagine what he has with Rupert and Colby. Like, he's stringing all of us along. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to get him out for it. Everybody knows this, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
And instead, everyone's running to him with the information to try and get them to vote with them every time.
It's just that golden boy mentality. Like, something about him is just so charismatic.
Yeah.
You have to have a very specific personality about it. Not to talk about Big Brother. My screen time the last 2 weeks is, I'm so sorry to say, insane. Like, actually, like, clinical levels of screen time. Mm-hmm. I've been watching the Big Brother live feeds. I've been very into it this year. And also, I've been watching a lot of tennis, as per usual. And there's this one girl in the season, Ava, and she's like a little weirdo, but everybody loves her. They all want to work with her. And it's kind of the same. She's like a little girl from New York. So it's kind of different. It's the New York sort of weirdo aesthetic.
Is she the one that, like paints auras or something?
Yes.
I just saw an ad for it before the Survivor episode.
That is her job listing. She's an aura painter. Ava Pearl. People, they're all everybody in the house is kind of obsessed with her. Everybody just like is like, I want to work with you, and she's like, okay. So it'll be fun. That's what I'm just connecting it to a sort of modern day point of reference. Mm-hmm. The weird New York girl and the golden Southern boy, sort of very similar in aesthetic if you think about it.
Why are you with these middle-aged weirdos?
Middle-aged weirdos.
Do you need money?
What's her name? What's the mom's name?
I honestly don't remember.
What? I can't remember. We need to get her on the pod, specifically the character.
So not Parker Posey.
Not Parker Posey. What's her name?
Victoria Ratliff.
Victoria Ratliff.
Yes.
Part of the Ratliff family. Get Victoria Ratliff on the podcast. Oh my god, I magically remembered her name. Victoria Ratliff. Get her on the podcast. So let's go back to the Villains Tribe, can we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you will.
And I will, trust and believe. We cut to the Villains Tribe and guess what?
Huh.
They're starving.
Oh no.
Oh. They're hungry. And what?
I have to say something. It's crazy that this is like, I don't know if this moment is day 19 or 20, but that is like end game in the new era.
I know.
And they haven't even merged yet.
No, it's
like
crazy.
It is a different game, like a different mental game.
And think about how season 50 has 2 more people on that season than this season.
Yeah.
And it's still in the new era time frame.
Don't even with me.
Girl, it's about to get crazy.
It's about to get messy.
Crazy messy boots. Little crazy messy boots, I might say. They're starving. Coach points out to the audience that people are shutting down. They need food. Remember this, everybody. It'll be a key point in a moment. They need food and they need a win.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pull tree mail. Parvati's reading it. And what?
I just love this moment so much. I love like the events of all of this.
They read tree mail. And they obtain from the verbiage that this will sort of could possibly be an immunity an individual challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And they're assuming there's a meal at stake.
The biggest meal yet of the game.
The biggest meal yet. And the clear assumption from all of this is that they're merging.
Guys, they have to be merging. It's two dumb girls telling each other yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, 2 dumb girls telling each other exactly.
Yes.
That is the Villains Tribe. That is the epitome of the Villains Tribe right now. They're just like, yeah, for sure. No, for sure. So what do the villains do? They take down their whole camp. Mind you, the camp, it took them a week to build.
Well, okay, that's another point. Is they still don't have a real shelter, do they?
No, it's a tarp tent. And they're sleeping on the floor.
Later we get a sort of shot and you can see the half-built structure that doesn't actually have
later and Sandra's sitting on it. Later in the episode, and there's nothing. It's just like bamboo, but there's no roof. It's like empty.
I'm obsessed with them holding on to the hope that they're going to merge so they can get off the beach.
So they proceed to tear down their whole camp. Mind you, what?
They also want the reward with all the tools and stuff. Like, they have zero excuse to be sleeping under that tarp on the ground.
Now even more of they have more of an excuse now because they evicted girl. They voted out
themselves.
They evicted themselves. They got Boston Rob out from the island. They voted him off. He's the sole reason that they even had the tarp over the rope to sleep under.
It's so funny.
So now it's just like, what the hell are they? If you can't go to Bella Noche's, where can you go? Like, at the end of the day, they have nothing.
Imagine, like, if this sort of camp was what it looked like, was what a tribe had during 48 when they did that swap, and then what was the tribe that ended up with
who was it? The purple tribe? No, it was the green tribe. The green tribe had the terrible camp.
That had nothing. I feel like this is even worse than that.
Yeah. So they're excited. They are ready for a merge. They pack up everything, get all of their belongings, and then we go to the challenge. Mm-hmm. And editors are crazy for this. They're kind of setting it up to making it look like the merge. Like, they focus in on the pizzas, multiple famously yummy, tasty Survivor pizzas.
Survivor pizza.
All the fixins on the table, the sody pops. Mm-hmm. The chips, the pizzas, And it's exciting. We're like, oh, wow, they're going to merge. The heroes walk in, the villains walk in after, and the heroes are kind of GAG'd. They're gagged that Boston Rob won, or that Boston Rob is out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big player for the season. They couldn't believe it. Jeff asks Rupert what he thinks about all of this, and Rupert says, well, there for sure is a woman alliance. Girl, what?
This assumption is so crazy to me.
This assumption, I would argue, is crazier than the villains thinking that they were merging. This episode should not have been called Expectations. It should have been called Assumptions. Because why? I was like, I'm like, that is a crazier pull than the villain thinking there was a merge.
Right, like, what leads you to believe that?
And they really double down on this. Like, they're actively talking about it in front of the villains tribe.
And this becomes a thing, like, the rest of the episode, too. Anytime the heroes are talking about it, they're like, oh, yo.
The women's alliance. And even Candace and Amanda are like, oh, we'll be ins for the women's alliance. It'll be great. I'm like, this is crazy. This is actually like
5 dumb girls telling each other exactly.
I was just thinking about the tribe dynamics. This might be a wild thing to say. Girl, the fact that there were only 3 people of color on this whole season, 2 of them out. Sandra's the last one standing.
No, yeah.
And there's 12 people left. Isn't that kind of crazy?
I'm like stunned by that. I didn't even think about it with like now.
Because it was Sari, James, and Sandra. That's kind of wild.
That's
actually
crazy.
Y'all, diversity initiative, babe. Get
putting in work.
And I would say it's even the odds that Sandra ends up winning is kind of insane.
Oh my god, yeah. Spoiler alert.
Sorry. So then they're talking about the all girls alliance, and JT sort of peeks over at Russell, and JT mouths to Russell, "Hang in there."
It's so embarrassing.
Like a motivational cat poster found in the office. Hang in there.
Yeah.
And Russell, now obviously strategic mastermind Russell Hantz, says, he doesn't say girl, he said,
but wouldn't he be so much more charming if he did?
Make Russell Hantz gay. That's what I've been saying since day one, you guys.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted at Russell Hantz. It says 5 years ago. So there's 10 years ago in 2015. Somebody tweeted at Russell Hantz and said, "My buddy told me they saw you in a bathroom smoking a dick. When are you coming out of the closet?" Russell Hantz responds, "What? You're saying something wrong with sucking a dick nowadays? Stop being a little homophobic. Stop being such a homophobic you hate. Oh, a homophobe you hater. Suck a dick if I like. I'll suck a dick if I like." That's what he said.
Girl. Aw. I forgot to wish a happy pride to Russell.
Who you are. Anyway. Sorry, deep dive in the Russell Hantz LGBTQI plus lore. Russell says, "Girl, now that he thinks that there's a girls' alliance, like, I have to play into this. Like, I have to make him think there's a girls' alliance, because then he'll want to work with me, and then I could just backstab them later." Mm-hmm. Which is smart.
Yeah.
He played right he played right the best move possible.
And Russell didn't even have to do anything for this. Like,
exactly.
It's crazy.
Jeff says, "Well, you guys think there's a merge. It's time to drop your expectations." This is just a reward challenge.
It is so embarrassing to walk in.
I think
so
in the
excited.
Moment, honestly, and I hate to say this, not to revise history, in the moment, obviously, yes, it's more embarrassing that the villains did this. It is embarrassing. But the fact that they thought that there was a girls' heroes thought there was a girls' alliance, I think in the grand scheme of the whole season, I think that is even more embarrassing. No shade.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they were talking so publicly about it.
Yeah.
They really set the villains up perfectly. No shade.
It's true. It's true.
So you're right. It is borderline. It is still embarrassing. Like I can't. That is so funny. Like they had all the tools packed up. I loved Courtney was just carrying one shovel. She was carrying a shovel. Girl, like what the fuck were y'all using that for? No machete.
Did anyone? I was gonna say, did anyone find the machete?
No, that's what she was using it for. Was trying to find the machete in Russell's little hiding spots. Yeah, it was too good. This is a really simple challenge. Again, with the simple challenge this season, they're playing they're just bowling. Not even like real bowling. It's just knocking the pins down. Like you don't get even like a special amount of points. Like it's pretty just.
Can I say I kind of love it though?
It is. It's just at the core. It's like I as an audience member know what's happening. Like I could just hop in halfway through the challenge and be like, okay. But the one thing I'm just like about, I'm like, it's so quick. Like, why don't you do like the first to 3 points, even for the immunity challenge later? I'm just like,
that is a good point. I wish they would have done like a more full out sort of game situation because that would be really fun to watch. Love the idea. Let's develop it a little bit more.
It's simply bowling. One person from each tribe is going to go up against each other. Whoever knocks down the most pins after 2 turns will win a point. The first tribe to 3 points will win immunity. We have a little bit of a tiff here at the beginning. The villains have 2 extra people. Jeff tells them that they need to sit 2 people out. The 2 people they sit out for this challenge will have to participate for the next challenge.
Yeah.
And they're like, what should we do? And immediately they're like, we should sit Sandra and Courtney out. And they're both just like, whatever the tribe wants, we'll do. And Coach is like, I think we should sit them out now because I really want to eat. I really want the food. And they're kind of bickering about it. They're like Danielle, some of the other people are like, we should sit them out. And then
Jeff's like, we need an answer.
Jeff is ultimately like, decide, Coach, who are you sitting out? And Coach says, we're sitting Sandra and Courtney out. And they sit out, even though it's such a stupid decision.
And it's not like, why are we assuming that Sandra and Courtney are just incompetent at everything? Like, this is literally just throwing, like, was it a ball or was it a coconut?
It was a ball. It was just a ball, like a brown ball.
Like a brown ball.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally just bowling. Like,
and no shade, y'all weren't that great at it either way.
No.
That's what I'll get to, and we can have this conversation. We'll have the conversation later about the villain's performance overall, but ultimately it was a simple challenge. Coach really wants to eat the food. He thinks that they need them, so he decides that Sandra and Parvati have to sit out. And this again will come back later, trust and believe. Colby sucks yet again at another challenge. I got the ick. When he went to throw the ball, he hit the lip of the thing, so the ball like bounced up, and he was like, extra bounce, and I was like, oh god. I was like, girl, just admit that you messed up and did a bad job again.
Literally again, every single time.
Like, girl, how do you throw it for your tribe every single time? It is bad. The heroes end up winning. Shocker. It's just they're on a winning streak at the moment. Rupert is eating pizza like he had never ate anything before. I was like, chowing down, my man. Good. He was thinking of those hot dogs.
Yes, that he missed out.
That's what he really wanted.
He wanted a hot dog real bad. Real bad.
JT says it's obvious that there's a girls' alliance because they voted Rob off, and the guys on that tribe knew that Rob was their best competitor, so it doesn't make any sense for them to have allowed Rob to get voted off.
And you know what I will give them, though? It does make no sense. Like, most of these votes have not made sense.
And you're right. And the heroes know nothing about Russell. And so for them to assume that, I don't think they would assume that Russell is the reason all of this is happening. Like, Russell just wants power. He doesn't care what he'll just keep voting people out if he has to.
Yeah, that's true.
So there was no way for them to, guess that was the case. We hop over to the villains tribe. Now, we're sort of having the fallout of this who should play this challenge moment. Jerry is pissed off. She immediately gets back. Like, they haven't even settled down yet. You can tell she wasn't even set up for a confessional the way the camera's recording her. She just grabbed a camera and started ranting at it.
Yeah.
She was like, I can't... She said voting Rob off at the... she's admitting it was a mistake. Because he would have never let Sandra or Courtney sit out for this challenge.
Yeah.
He would have never allowed that to happen. And now they're back actually in the physical camp. Jerry is talking to Russell and Danny, and he's talking about how Sandra and Courtney starts ranting at them. And she doesn't realize that Sandra is literally sitting like 6 feet away from them. Like, can hear all this going on. Jerry's like, oh, well, I asked them and blah, blah, blah. She says, we asked them if they wanted to play, and they were both like, I don't know. Which, mind you, is not what happened.
Not what happened. Roll back the tapes.
Roll back the tape when y'all just said, can you do this? And they were like, we'll do whatever the team wants to do.
Yeah.
And Jerry was wanting more initiative from them.
But why would they give initiative on it?
Right, like y'all want them to sit out, so why not just sit them out? You know what I mean? Like, y'all want them to do it, or some people wanted to do it. Like, it's up to you. It's up to the tribe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's sort of what happens. So Jerry's talking her shit, and then Sandra goes, "I'm sitting right here."
Love her.
Love her too. I'm sitting right here, and she gets up and she says, "How is it Courtney and I's fault that y'all lost the challenge?"
Yeah.
Why is it our fault?
Who didn't participate in it.
Right.
But it's their fault that they lost.
Y'all are mad at me right now for your performance.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. She said, "I didn't say anything. Coach was the one that chose to sat us out."
Yeah.
Jerry says that that's not the case, and says that they need to start acting like they even want to do the challenges.
But why would they want to do the challenges when no matter what their performance is, they get blamed? Like, they not only, like, last time when Courtney did well, better than Candace, got no praise for it, and then fell, and then is blamed for losing the challenge.
Right.
Like, why would you want to take initiative to do any challenge?
Right, like, y'all are already going to blame them win or lose.
Whether they are actually in the challenge or not. Like,
that's what I meant to say. You're going to blame them, your loss, whether they played or not. So why play, you know?
Yeah.
And then Sandra is like, okay, well, it sounds like you're blaming me for your guys' performance. And then Danny, I don't know why this confession or this moment pissed me off. Danny's like, again, well, we're not saying that. Y'all, you're saying that. But then Jerry keeps reiterating that she's upset about the fact that they didn't show initiative to play.
Yeah.
So then it sounds like you are still blaming them for your loss. And Jerry is just misplacing her anger because she doesn't want to admit that they did a bad job. Exactly. At the end of the day, like, you guys are the reason they lost. You can't, no matter the scenario, you lost because of them. If you want to be mad for a separate thing that they're not showing initiative in playing, I guess that's one other thing. But the problem is you're blending all of these arguments together for ultimately you're just mad at them sitting out. Right. And blaming them. Right. And it's also like, let's also take a step back on why they're maybe not showing initiative. Right. Like, let's use the whole context clues. Let's ask the audience, you know. Exactly. We get a confessional from Sandra. Sandra doesn't get many confessionals this season, unfortunately, but I feel like each one she gets is pretty iconic. Mm-hmm. She says, "I should not even be on this tribe. I should be with the heroes. I can't stand Jerry. I hate Coach. I hate Danielle. I hate Russell even more. Bring back hatred. Bring back hatred. I'm obsessed with it." I think I brought this up on this podcast multiple times, but I've been in my Project Runway era, and I'm really excited for the next season. Part of the trailer for the next season, Law Roach, a new judge, says, "I hate this look." And Nina Garcia was like, "Oh, that's such a..." Oh, no, Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum was like, "That's such a strong word." And he was like, "It's not that strong. It's only 4 letters." I live for it. Bring back hate in reality TV. Yes, like, I need hate to make its reappearance in Survivor season 50. Bring hate on as a trend for 2026. That's our trend forecast for 2026. Hatred. Hate. Yeah, Sandra says, "I just hate them." And then we get a little moment. Sandra and Courtney pull themselves to the side, and they're just hanging out after everybody was yelling at Sandra about all this. Sandra and Courtney realize they're at the outs, and they know that one of them is next. But Sandra was like, "I don't want either of us to go home. Like, that doesn't fit my fantasy at all." And she says, well, Russell is the type of player to want to attack if his name is out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Sandra says, what we could do is put a bug in Russell's ear that Coach is going after him, and maybe Russell will flip on Coach.
And this is why
feel
she's
so
the
strongly
winner.
about it that he needs to get Coach out instead of one of them.
Yeah.
She read him like an open book.
Yeah.
Open book. Yeah. We'll get back to it. Bookmark this. We'll get back to it later. I guess no, we get back to it right now. I forgot a lot of this happened before the immunity challenge even happened. Like a lot of this progress. For some reason I thought this continued after after the challenge. It does not. It actually just goes ahead and continues at the same scene. Coach is talking to Courtney on the beach, and basically Courtney's just like, I know I'm next. You don't need to lie to me. Like, it is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But Russell catches them talking. Russell and Sandra are sitting next to each other, and Russell's like, can you believe that they were talking to each other? Oh my God. Russell says to Sandra, like, it doesn't matter what she says. She's going home either way. Like, we're going to boot her no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And Sandra says, heard. You know what? Heard. Respected. Sort of acknowledged. Acknowledge your presence in this space. I see what you're bringing to the table. I'm hearing it.
You were seen. You were heard.
You're seen. You're heard. I'm validating your lived experience. I know what I understand. But, however, think about this. Have you considered the fact that Coach has been talking bad about you behind your back? Oh! I hate to say it. I hate to sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. Coach, I'm sorry to say, Russell, has been wanting to get you out. My favorite little moment between all of this, after she brings it up, she says, so I don't know about your homeboy. And Russell says, he ain't my homeboy.
She knows how to get him.
No, she does. And I live for it.
She knows exactly what to say.
I live for it. And so Sandra, I don't know why. And so this starts really early, right? I mean, obviously this is the halfway point for the season, but there's something so like Sandra knows how to read Russell perfectly. I don't know, and not even just thinking of Russell, I don't know if there's ever been another time in Survivor, this is such a broad generalization, but another time in Survivor where there has been somebody who can so clearly read the other person like a book. And it's not like, Sandra, I think, inherently has great people reading skills. Like, she can do that sort of across the board, can meet people where they're at. Mm-hmm. But she reads Russell so perfectly.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
She's incredible. What's her day job?
Maybe she don't work. She's a reality queen. I think she just did like administrative work. I think she just did like office work for I'm guessing the military. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't think she wasn't like a psychologist. You know what I mean? Like, she sort of just like did what she needed to do. But that kind of she reads him like a book, and he bites he takes the bait, and he goes up to Parv and is like, we need to get Coach out, he's gonna flip on us. And she can't believe it. Parvati's like, I can't believe that. And he's like, I know, it's kind of insane, but this will help with the Girls Alliance storyline, because if we get Coach out, not only he wants to backstab me, but also the heroes are gonna think that you guys are going after all the men.
It's too good.
It is too good. And so now, even though this is Sandra's doing, she just played so perfectly into his ego. He's thinking that this is a move benefiting him, and a move that he's doing.
Yeah.
So it just worked out perfectly. And Sandra doesn't need the ego. Like, she truly doesn't need. She just needs to survive, and she can talk. That's. I was looking up while we were talking. Sandra was an. Why did I remember? She was an office assistant, case manager. That was her. That was so strange that I remember that.
Like I said at the beginning of the pod, you just remember this stuff.
I just remember things.
But I think that's what Sandra, like, to go off what you were saying before, like, that's what she does so well, is she just sits in the background and lets other people talk in front of her and listens, and then she just knows when to strike.
Right.
But, like, she's listening, she's thinking. And that's, like, the most powerful thing.
I was sort of thinking about it at this beginning point of the season. I can't remember what the next half of the season looks like, but the main conversation this season is like, obviously we get to the end and it's like Parvati versus Sandra. Parvati deserved to win. Sandra deserved to win. Blah blah blah. And they're like, Sandra, like Parvati stood out, whatever. But really, on paper, like Parvati and Sandra have been getting the same amount of screen time.
Yeah.
The men have been really dominating. Specifically, Boston Rob and Russell have been dominating the narrative on the villains tribe in this
And fighting each other.
merge era, right? So we haven't heard a lot from Parvati. We've definitely not heard a lot from Sandra. So it's really like, it's interesting thinking about how these two are the ones that make it to the end. With Russell ends up being a 0 vote finalist. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about this near the end, at the end of the season. We'll get more in depth with it. But I just think that's an interesting thing to point out.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the immunity challenge. It's a pretty simple immunity challenge. They're belted in pairs. There's some obstacles. They're in mud. They have to race over and under these obstacles, grab a flag at the end, go back through the obstacles, bring the flag back. Whoever is the first to bring the flag back will win a point to their tribe. First to 2 points wins immunity.
This felt very similar to present day challenges, just scaled down a lot.
Yeah, I get what. Yeah. This in modern day, this would have sort of had like you would have had to go through some hay, a net.
Yeah, climb a big thing.
Right. It's like the thing to climb is like 10 feet higher.
Yes.
But no, I do get what you're saying. It felt very modern day in essence.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple challenge. Heroes win. Courtney at the end twists her ankle a little bit. Hopefully she'll still be able to dance. I'm gonna like. Girl, my reference book is open today. I'm just being silly. I'm just pushing them out. Hopefully she'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And let's have a minor quick conversation about the fact that even if Jerry and Danielle played this challenge, I don't think the villains would have won.
No.
And honestly, I don't think they would have won if Sandra and Courtney did the bowling earlier. Either way, they were gonna lose.
Yeah, these were just not their challenges to win. And I feel like this has been the case pretty much all season, is they don't usually lack physically. It's more like, or they usually lack physically. The heroes are just bad at puzzles.
Yeah.
And like the communication stuff there.
Yeah.
But in the physical stuff, I feel like for the most part, the heroes have been winning anyways.
Yeah, so there's been a lack of puzzles and a lack of communication aspects to these challenges. So I don't, even if Jerry and Danielle played this challenge, I don't think they would have won.
I don't think so either.
Amanda and Candace are stronger than
They're fast.
all five of the remaining girls on the villains tribe.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think there was a scenario where that was going to happen.
And, like, this wasn't a challenge that Russell was performing particularly well at. And, like
Jeff kept being like, Sandra's behind. I'm like, Russell is exactly at the same pace as she is.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't think it would have... I think they just need someone to blame for, like, morale, for mentality. Like, you need to blame somebody, but honestly, I think they would have lost either way.
I agree.
We go back to the villains... we go back to the villains camp pre-tribal, and they're washing off. Courtney says that she doesn't have any skin on her knees. She's all beat up. And here comes Coach, the Dragon Slayer. He says, the Dragon Slayer is coming in on his own. I'm full of energy. I'm ready to take on the day. Read the fucking room. Time and place. And he what? He did it at my birthday dinner. And he did it at my birthday dinner. Coach, ultimately, he wants to get rid of Russell. He's watching Courtney in the water, and he's like, I want to get rid of Russell. I really want to get rid of Russell, but Russell, like, we have to get rid of Courtney. It doesn't make any sense to keep Courtney.
But I'm like, at this point,
you guys know you're really merging soon. Courtney's not gonna win.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, get Russell out. There's no way Courtney's gonna, like...
Courtney's not...
Well, have you won an immunity challenge, Jean Robert?
Yeah. Oh, I love that moment. But, like, exactly. Yeah. You know that you're at least very close to the merge at this point. Why would you not... If you took out Boston Rob, which Coach was complicit in, then why wouldn't you take out the other big threat, the other major guy? Like, get him out of here.
Right. I just don't think Coach doesn't like going back on his word, and he made a word to it's just all these things. But I'm like, Coach Russell kind of played you last night. No shade.
Totally did.
So just like, you know?
Yeah.
Russell says that his mind is set on one thing. To Coach. He's standing next to Coach. And Coach is like, what are you thinking? And Russell's like, my mind is set on one thing. He doesn't say exactly who. Coach sort of takes that implication as Courtney. But we know that Russell is still... Obviously. We know that Russell is still deeply thinking about his... what Sandra said. Mm-hmm. What Sandra said. And he's really wanting to get Coach out because he's scared about what Coach can do. Danny and Russell are now talking, and Danny says that they need to keep Coach for challenges. And again, I hate of the people that I've been sort of pushing up against this season, I have to side with Russell here just for a second. Russell says, we're losing anyway, with him or without him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we've lost the last 4 challenges. So he's clearly not helping us win. And Danny says, well, we're losing because of Sandra and Courtney. And if they have Coach, at least they have somewhat of a better shot.
But like,
I have to agree with Russell here. And this is something that I still think, to Survivor to this day, one of the things that I push back up against the most is like, we have to keep this guy for physical strength. Baby, you've lost the last 4 immunity challenges. You've gone to every single tribal council at the pre-merge. Mm-hmm. Why do you need to keep Q, or why do you need to keep... I'm trying to just think of examples. Like, Jonathan, like, these are people that I'm like, you're losing anyway. You might as well just get rid of him because he's going to be a threat later. You know what I mean?
Why do you want to go up against them in the soon merge when you're playing individually anyways? Like, don't you want a better shot in the long run?
Danielle's just not good at the game, and we've seen that since the beginning. Like, that's just something she's... Like, you're not considering... You're not really looking at the fact that Coach doesn't really like you guys. Like, I feel like Coach would be quick to, like, find a better group. You know what I mean? Him and Jerry.
He's been very vocal about not really being with you guys this whole time. His allegiance was more to Jerry, and then Russell talked him into something.
Right.
But that doesn't really include you, Diva.
Exactly. So it's just interesting timing. Everything is just it's interesting to see how it plays out. Russell is locked into what he's saying, and Danielle and him sort of like leave after yelling at each other. Mm-hmm. Sandra says that her and Courtney need to just hope that this bug was strong enough to really switch Russell over. Randomly, this scene was so random. We cut over to Russell walking up to Parvati and Danielle, and right before Russell speaks, Parvati goes, do you know where the saw is? The one that we used to cut?
Yeah.
Girl, what? Do you have another saw that you used to not cut things with?
Yeah.
And then Russell walks up and stops them and just randomly out of nowhere goes, I think I've had a change of heart.
Heart. Yeah.
And says we can always get Coach out another time. Tonight is the night to get Courtney out. And Parvati's like, what the fuck is going on right now? And we gotta just leave it at that. Like, we don't hear anything else about it. So it's like, what is about to happen?
Yeah.
This tribal council is wild. I don't know what Jeff was on.
I know.
He's hyping Coach up a lot this tribal, and it's because his man just got voted out. He needs to find a new man.
He's missing Boston Rob.
He's missing Boston Bob, and he really needs a new paternal figure in his life. Mm-hmm. It's just so Jeff is pointing out that if they wanted tribe strength, they should have voted Courtney out over Tyson or Rob. It doesn't make sense, no offense to Courtney, to have kept her.
And she's like, Jeffrey.
She says, thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Like, what? And then
Why
Courtney
would you
goes
say
in.
that?
Like, why would you say that about a player actively in the game? Like, I don't need you pointing out the fact that I'm weak.
Exactly. And, like, he has to know that tribe strength and challenge performance is still one of the biggest factors that they're voting on. Why would he put his own, like, opinion in on that situation?
Right.
while they're actively getting ready to vote.
Right. I'm like, okay, this is too much. To me, not to be the friend that's too woke, but I'm like, this is too much for me.
Yeah. I need him to take a step back.
Yeah.
Know his place. Know his position.
Know his place, right. Why are you as a man telling me a girl what to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Courtney says that the tribe wants her to sit out. She does not have the ego that some other people have that needs to compete in every single challenge. She's like, I'm doing what's good for the tribe. Also, I did not vote Tyson or Rob out. So I'm just as sad and frustrated as you are for the fact that they're not here.
Yes, and I feel like it wasn't clocking to Jeff what she was trying to say.
Right. And she was basically like, you calling me out, insulting me is not going to bring either of them back. Mm-mm. And he was like, well, I didn't mean any disrespect, but you guys did vote him out. And Courtney goes, I did not vote him off this tribe. The tribe voted him off. Those are two separate things. I did not vote for either of them.
No.
Eat his ass up, Courtney.
Yes.
Like, why is Jeff picking sides? It feels wrong. Like, I'm like, you should not be picking sides in a as a producer of the show, you know is actively going on right now. You know there is actively two things going on between Courtney and Coach.
Yeah, it's too far.
He's hyping up Coach, making him seem like the tribe strength. Tribe strength is not the only thing part of this game.
No.
In a game where you have to lie, cheat, and steal to win, tribe strength is not the only part.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's icky that he's voicing these like opinions while they're actively at tribal, and these are the two people on the chopping block. Like, it would be different if he was bringing all of this up. Like, if Courtney let's say Courtney was voted out at this tribal, and then next tribal he's like, well, you guys decided to keep like the tribe's strength or whatever. Like, he was reflecting on it, but to be talking about a situation that is actively unfolding is just like not okay to me.
Yeah, I think it gets worse to Courtney calls Coach out basically and says that he is the reason that they played in the reward challenge or didn't play in the reward and then had to play in the immunity. Coach was the one who wanted food. And then Coach is like, Coach looks at Courtney and is like, it sounds like you're saying that the reason we have a low team morale is because of me. And Courtney doesn't necessarily respond. She's like, but then Jeff goes, that's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
Jeffrey, leave it alone. Drop it. Drop it.
Jeffrey, sit.
Hey, sit down.
Quiet.
I'm like, damn. And
Jeffrey, no barking. No bark.
No bark. Coach then goes in on this and starts talking about, like, you can't logically make that claim, like, that I'm the reason morale is low. I find it deeply insulting that you think that, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, Courtney says, thanks, Dad. Courtney and Coach and Danielle did not like that. And then Danielle says, he's a coach. He's going to coach. And Courtney is like, okay, well, I don't need him to, like, constantly, like,
he's not my coach.
Like, I don't need it. Right. I'm not on his high school girls soccer team. Like, I'm a grown woman. I don't need that energy.
Yeah.
Then, we take a step back. Jeff says from the outside, his perspective on this is that this push to keep each other's alliances safe is hurting their tribe.
I don't need your perspective.
Right. And Courtney says, well, they're thinking that way. Like, obviously they're thinking about alliances because this is a social strategy game.
Yes.
Alliances are more important. If you lose every single tribal, your alliance is at least going to keep you safe. Like, you might lose, but at least if you lose, what's going to keep you safe is your alliances, not if you're a strong challenge performer.
You're playing the other aspect of the game.
Right.
That's in some ways, I think, more important in the long term.
Yeah. She wraps this all up. Courtney says, I may be the face for weak survivor, but I do not give up. I will scrape and crawl my way to the end of this game if I have to. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Did you hear my stomach?
Into the mic?
That was crazy. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
That was crazy. You're all I'm a hungry girl. Yeah, so Courtney wraps it up, and then we get some voting confessionals. I think a great 10 out of 10 one from Courtney this episode. She holds up her vote for coach. Mind you, it says coach in quotes, which I
love.
Courtney says, "You're a lunatic. I am just glad I don't have to live with you anymore. Nice feather in your fucking hair." And then she rolls her eyes.
I need just like a t-shirt or like a poster of Courtney's quotes.
Right. Great. I was scrolling through the wiki for this episode after it was over because I had to get the vote count after because I wasn't sure who voted where, and they had everybody's voting confessionals listed, even though not everybody's was read. And I do have to read Parvati's. I thought that was so good. She voted for coach, and she said, "What do they call the girl who slayed the Dragon Slayer? I don't know. Why don't you go home, do some Tai Chi, think about it, and get back to me on that one. Bye." Like, that's good.
That's too good.
And we get another blindside on the villains tribe. Another man down, another man bites the dust. It's a 4-3 vote. The vote split is really interesting. The votes for coach were Danielle, Sandra, Courtney, and Parvati. And Coach, Jerry, and Russell voted for Courtney. So it's interesting that Russell voted for Courtney, even though trying to lead this vote for Coach. I think, well...
He had his change of heart.
Right. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that wraps up the episode. We get the intro for next week.
Was crazy.
They list the worst moves in Survivor history, and Jeff, the voiceover, says, "Get ready for one that's going to top all of them," basically. It cuts to JT saying, "We have to give the idol to Russell." So I can't wait to see how that turns out. I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm so excited.
In that sense. But that wraps up this episode, you guys. Sorry for a longer. I'm sure we'll cut some. We had a lot to cut out this episode, so it won't be as long. But a little longer, a fun episode to cover. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I just love this. It just feels so real.
Got to be real. It does feel very real.
And I love it. And I'm so excited to watch the next episode. I can't believe that I say this every episode that I can't believe how far into the season we are. But like, I really cannot believe we've been doing this for 2 months.
I was thinking about that and I was like, wow, Survivor 49 is coming soon.
I know.
GAG.
I'm so excited.
Well, that kind of wraps up my end of things here. If you... Oh my god, I'm like freezing, you guys. Sorry. Oh my god, like I'm telling y'all, my computer is going to blow up one of these days. All I did was open the little calendar at the bottom of my computer because I wanted to see how many weeks until September we were. And I literally, my computer just rose about 300 degrees and froze everything.
She said, "Hold on.
Maybe we're about to crash the system." Thank you all for watching. This is so fun. Thank you for following along. If you want more content, make sure to follow us on our TikTok and our Instagram at Making Fire Pod. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Here, you can like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. Leave a comment. Let us know whose side are you on in the Courtney Jeff beef? What side of history are you on?
History or her story?
History has its eyes on you. Were you ever on Tumblr in the Hamilton days? Do you know that picture of Miku Binder, Thomas Jefferson, and he's wearing a shirt, or they're wearing a shirt that says, "I met God, she's black."
No.
Girl, I gotta introduce you to the lore of Miku Binder, Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
We'll do that next episode, you guys. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Smooches.
Bye.